Metro Police have changed the way they interact with federal immigration officers.
Yeah, the focus for local officers will be undocumented immigrants arrested for a number of crimes now.
Are there illegal immigrants here that are productive and doing things the right way? Of course there are. Just like any profession has bad apples or good apples, they're in the same boat, right?
So as a result of a recently passed federal law, local police will inform ICE agents about any undocumented immigrants arrested for crimes in our community. News 3's Dana Wagner joins us now live in studio with more.
So Metro officers here in Las Vegas have already been interacting with ICE agents for years when it comes to undocumented immigrants accused of crimes. But under this new federal law passed recently, the list of crimes has now been expanded. Congress recently passed the Laken Riley Act, named after a student at the University of Georgia who was attacked and murdered by Jose Ibarra, an undocumented immigrant from Venezuela. Before the murder, he had been arrested twice, but released pending the outcome of his cases. If he had been deported instead of being released into society, many argue Laken Riley would be alive today. The Laken Riley Act now requires local law enforcement to notify ICE when an undocumented immigrant breaks the law, even for some minor offenses.
Our police officers are going to follow the letter of the law that we are supposed to enforce. If the President of the United States says this is the direction you're going to go and our sheriff agrees and says you're going to do it, that's what we're going to do.
Steve Grammis is the head of the Las Vegas Police Protective Association, the union representing Metro police officers. He says the Laken Riley Act will only change things incrementally here in Las Vegas. Previously, Metro would contact ICE when undocumented immigrants were arrested for violent crimes, driving under the influence, and domestic violence.
They're being placed under arrest for DUI.
Under the Laken Riley Act, Metro officers will now notify ICE agents for other crimes, including burglary, theft, larceny, assault on a police officer.
Again, we're not going out and stopping people for traffic tickets and our department, at least under Sheriff Mayhill, and saying, hey, we have an illegal immigrant here and we're going to detain them for ICE from the car stop. But committing a crime, a criminal act in our country, and finding out that you are here illegally should have some ramifications on both the action that you committed and the fact that you're here doing those things and you shouldn't be here.
Most local immigration attorneys say the Laken Riley Act is deeply flawed. Misha Moulton says the major issue is the lack of due process. She says an undocumented immigrant can be deported just for being accused of a crime, not actually being convicted of the crime, saying in the United States of America, you're innocent until proven guilty. A lot of people don't believe that undocumented immigrants have the rights to due process.
Yes.
You disagree with that?
I do disagree with that because, you know, the Constitution protects you against very basic human rights violations. And I think that if you're in this country, regardless of your immigration status, you are entitled to ensure that your human rights and your civil rights are not violated.
Here's another interesting part of this new law in this super divided country we live in. This one, Laken Riley Act, it garnered bipartisan support in Congress. In fact, all 6 of Nevada's congressional delegation, that's 5 Democrats, 1 Republican, all voted in the affirmative for this.
Gotcha. So more crimes now fall into this category.
Yes.
It would be nice to know the scope of this, how many people are being picked up that way.
It would. Well, I would love to know that too. In fact, all of us. How many people are they finding and how many are they deporting? The feds are not giving us numbers out of Nevada on how many people they're deporting out of our state, and Metro's not giving us numbers about how many people have been arrested under this new act.
All right, we'll have to wait and see if that changes in the future.
Yeah, because people obviously want to know that to see, is this working?
Right. Does it make a difference or not?
Exactly.
I'm sure that the Trump administration is telling everybody that it will, for sure.
All right. Well, I think he said something to that effect last night.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much. Well, the